This weather about sums up how I feel right now. I want to go and cry. One of our customers who we made some lights for last year, we're basically doing a full refund for. His request rather than our idea, I suppose. Basically, it's a £4,000 order, so it's significant to us. £4,000 is a big deal. £4,000 would be a big deal to any company, I suppose, but in particular us, you know, like in our case, it represents a big part of our turnover every month. So it's going to hurt. It's going to really hurt. However, the relationship means more to me than the money. So he's only done this one order, and basically it's gone out, was installed, etc. Fine. I think early on there was like maybe, so it's had 42 lights, and maybe early on there was like a couple of lights, I'm sure it was only one, but it might have been 2 lights that had an issue with like the LED. So Andy, one of the electricians there, went out to go and resolve that. We sent replacement LEDs. I said to them, we have a warranty where we pay out this £30 per warranty visit, but depending on kind of what happens, sometimes, quite often actually, I'll do more than that. And I said to Andy, invoice me your time. Just invoice me your time. So you're not out of pocket. Invoice me whatever time it takes for you to go and do it. And he did that, and he paid, etc. And then recently a 12-watt fitting went, but it had one spare, so it needed a replacement spare one to go back, so we did that, along with, I think, one spark light and LED went out, and one light that's in the ground has had an LED that kind of comes on and off every so often. So that's it. So that's these 3. So we sent out all the spares and replacement bits for it, but I don't look. Maybe it's unfair for me to say that the end customer's unreasonable, but I guess from their point of view, it's unexpected. It's not what they want to have to deal with, and I get that. But not everything always goes right, you know, stuff happens. I was literally on the phone to Peter Reed Lighting the other day. Peter Reed, fantastic guy, really lovely guy. We have a conversation maybe every 2 or 3 weeks on the phone, and he was telling me about a Hunza order where that week they were basically these big ground lights. I think they were £400 or £500 to fit in, so big money, in front of trees, and they'd all suffered with water ingress or driver issues because of how they were told to do the install from Hunza. And the whole order had to be refunded. So, you know, Hunza, who have been doing it for, I don't know, 20 years or something like, maybe it's not 20 years, but I think it is maybe more than that now. They still have issues. Now, we try and test absolutely everything here. Sometimes stuff, you know, like it goes out, it's working, etc. Sometimes it goes on site and there's whatever issue, it happens, it does happen. But we all, you know, like, as with anything, you know, not everything is always absolutely perfect. You know, I wish it was, I really do, because I don't want to have problems, but stuff happens. But yeah, you know, like this customer's going through a lot personally, and you know, he's having a tough time, and he wants to just get this right with the customer, and he wants to put some different lights in, so it is what it is. So I've said, so he was suggesting he wanted a refund, so I said, yeah, you know what, if that's what you want, if that's what's going to make you happy, then I'll do that, but please don't end the relationship here. You know, like there's talk, you know, we can do stuff later on, etc., and convince you that, you know, that it's not like that. I mean, a lot has changed in that, you know, we're talking about a year ago now, more or less, and our fittings have just morphed and changed constantly. Like, if you compare a fitting then, even a year ago, to a fitting now, it's just completely different. Like, looks different, and kind of works differently as well. Just in terms of, we used to use solid aluminium boards, and now we use like FR4, and there's all sorts of bits and pieces. We're just constantly changing stuff. Because we just, you know, feedback from customers, etc., helps us improve, and that's what we need. But it's just, I literally just, as it's raining, I just want to cry, if I'm honest. It's just the way I feel, just because, you know, it's a big hit, it's hard, you know, we're going to move very soon, and it hurts, it really hurts. It's going to stop us from getting the Doosan or the Nakamura right now. basically eats out of that, the deposit money of that, so it's just going to delay that. But what can you do? You know, I'd rather my customers be happy than worry about the money. Does that make sense? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below.